King Charles could exile Harry and Meghan. That's why they're unimportant and a threat to his throne daughter-in-law. The source cited Edward VI's abdication as a precedent for why King Charles would exile his son. The royal family managed the abdication crisis by exiling Edward, which resulted in him and Wallis appearing unimportant, misguided, disloyal and even treacherous to almost the entire British people. It was a masterful operation that the Queen Mother in particular has worked tirelessly to serve. The source continued, the same thing is already happening with Harry and Meghan, and it will only accelerate in the years to come under the reign of King Charles and, of course, a wayward second son poses far less of an existential threat to the fabric of the monarchy than a wayward king. Another source who has previously worked at Buckingham Palace also revealed the logistics of the coronation and how it will further exile Harry and Meghan. Cheap seats. Along with Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie as they will at the funeral where. That will be it. Charles will be ruthless when it comes to protecting the crown, and that means keeping Harry and Meghan as far from the center of gravity as possible. Possibly, said the former employee. The exile update came after reports that Meghan and Harry were still uneasy with the royal family following the death of Queen Elizabeth. Royal expert Christopher Anderson told Us Weekly on September 13, 2022. Harry and Meghan are still uneasy. He continued. We saw that in a recent interview that Meghan gave. I think it's going to take a lot to get these things back to where they were, and it's all sad. Anderson refers to Meghan's last interview with The Cut, in which she discusses the restrictions the firm imposed on her before she and Prince Harry stepped down from their royal family duties. There is literally a structure where if you as a family member want to post photos of your child, you have to give them to Royal Roth first. The Suits graduate explained to U Press. Why should I give the same people who call my kids the N-word a picture of my child before I can share it with the people who love my child? Tell me how that makes sense and then I'll play this game. Harry and Meghan left royal duties in 2020 and subsequently relocated to California. Although they have performed at various UK events such as Prince Philip's funeral and the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, they still have an excellent relationship with the royals. For the first time in a long while, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex made a public appearance with Prince William and Kate Middleton right after the Queen's death. The newly appointed Prince and Princess of Wales and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex watched the tributes to the late Queen Elizabeth II together at Windsor Castle and Kensington Palace, say William invited his brother and sister-in-law to join him and Kate. Earlier in the day, William attended his father's proclamation as king. Black-clad couples gazed fondly at the flowers and messages of support for the Queen and her family. Put things aside for the Queen, a royal source told Page 6. In his statement on Archewell's website, Prince Harry acknowledged all the good memories he had with his grandmother when she was alive. Grandma, while we are deeply saddened by this final separation, I will be eternally grateful for all of our first encounters, from my first childhood memories of you, to first meeting you as my commander-in-chief, to being in the for the first time moment when you met my dear wife and hugged your beloved great-grandchildren. I cherish these moments that I have shared with you and the many other special moments in between. We miss you so much already, not just us, but the whole world. Reaches the first meetings of, we now honor my father in his new role as King Charles III. She also mentioned how she and her husband, Prince Philip, were reunited. We too smile knowing that you and Grandpa are now reunited and both in peace together. For more on the British royal family, see Sally Bedell Smith's biography, Elizabeth the Queen. The Life of a Modern Monarch by 2012, the New York Times bestseller, which contains the true story behind various stories from Netflix. The Crown follows life of Queen Elizabeth II from childhood as the heir presumptive of to her father, King George VI. Until the moment she met her husband Prince Philip when she was 13, until his accession to the throne at the age of 25 in 1952. Elizabeth the Queen, which also includes interviews with Buckingham Palace sources and previously unpublished documents, offers an in-depth look at the Queen's legacy as one of the most celebrated monarchs in recent